This video will show you how to complete an online renewal for a solid waste management facility operator licensee. The first step is to go to the ePortal webpage. The web address is https://eportal.adeq.state.ar.us. Alternatively, you can get to the ePortal system by going to the DEQ webpage, hovering over Online Services, and then clicking on ePortal. If this is the first time that you have used ePortal, then you will need to register. To register, click on the Register button in the upper right of the screen. Once you click on this button, a registration window will pop up. You will have to enter all of the required information to create your profile. The email address that you use here will be your login to the ePortal system, and you must have access to the email account to complete your registration. Notifications from the ePortal system will also be sent to this email address. When creating your ePortal password, please note that you must have one lowercase letter, one uppercase letter, one number, one special character such as an @ symbol or a $sign, and the password must be a minimum of 8 characters in length. Once you've created a password that meets all of these requirements, the system will show green check marks on all of the requirements below the password box. Once you've completed all of the items, click the Register button at the bottom of the window. After you click the Register button, you will get a screen like this telling you to verify your account by entering your confirmation code. Now you must go to your email and obtain the code. This is an example of what the email will look like that will contain your confirmation code. You will need to copy your confirmation code out of that email and paste it into the confirmation window of ePortal. Once you've entered your confirmation code, click the Confirm Code button. You will get a message saying that your account has been activated. In order to start using your account, you will need to sign into the account using the password that you created when you registered. Once you've entered your password, click the Sign In button. You will be presented with some additional information that is optional for your profile. You can enter this information if you choose, or you can skip this information. The system also prompts you to enable electronic signatures. For the purposes of solid waste licensing, you do not need to enable electronic signatures. So you can skip, and it is recommended that you skip the electronic signature on your account for the solid waste licensing forms. You will get an informational pop-up box because this is the first time that you've logged into the system. You can read this information. The electronic signature does not apply to you. You may want to share access to your submission with someone else. So you can read this information. You can elect to show it to you again next time if you want, or you can elect to not show this pop-up window again. Once you've signed into the system, you will need to find the solid waste licensing form. You can either search for the form using one of the form finder buttons, or you can navigate to the solid waste licensing organization to find the form. To navigate to the solid waste licensing organization, use the Select Organization button on the left of the home screen. Hover over the Division of Environmental Quality, then hover over Office of Land Resources, then hover over Solid Waste Management section. Finally, click on the Solid Waste Licensing Organization. From the Solid Waste Licensing Organization webpage, you will see the licensing forms at the bottom of the screen. Alternatively, to use the form finder buttons, click on one of the buttons, then type in keywords such as solid waste licensing in the search box. Click enter. You will see a list of forms pop up below the search box. You would then pick the form that you need from the list. Since we are renewing operator licenses, we will pick the Solid Waste Management Facility Operator License Renewal form. Make sure that you are signed into the system. Your name will appear at the top if you are signed in. Then you will need to enter your employer name, or if you are not employed, you would enter your individual name. As you type, a list of the potential employer names or individual names will pop up. Select the correct name, and then click the Begin Form Entry button. The operator license renewal form will pre-fill with the employer name that you entered on the previous screen. It will show the date by which you need to renew in order to avoid any late fees, and it shows a list of all the licensees associated with that employer. The training hours listed are for this renewal, so you must have at least 6 hours of training in order to renew your license. So if you have an employee that is missing from this list, it is because they do not have enough training hours listed in our system. The solid waste operator licenses have changed to 2-year renewals, so you will need to pay for 2 years. The charge is $25 per discipline per year. If an employee needs to change their information in our system, you will need to select this pull-down menu here under Info Changes Needed and select Change Info. Once you select Change Info on any employee, this new section here, License Information Updates, will pop up. If you go to this section, you will need to enter the license number of the employee who needs to update their information, and you will need to select the items that they need to update and enter the correct new information in the boxes below. Also, if you are an employer and you are not renewing an individual's license, you will need to pick not renewing under the info changes needed pull down. Once you select that you are not renewing someone's license, the system will zero out the fee for that individual, and you will also need to select the reason that you are not renewing their license, whether they're retired, deceased, or no longer employed. Once you've reviewed the list of licensees for renewal, then you'll need to scroll to the bottom and select your method of payment. You can either select online payment. For online payments, there is an administration fee added. So for credit card payments, there will be a $2 fee plus 2% of the application fee added to the payment. For an e-check, it is a flat fee of $3. We do prefer that you pay online. It helps to expedite our processing of your application. You do have the option to mail in a check or money order. If you select that option, there are some more details, information details that pop up telling you where to send your payment and who to make it payable to. You also need to make sure that you print out the ePortal payment voucher that will pop up after you submit your submission and mail it with that check. Paper checks do delay processing, and we must receive your check before your submission gets submitted to us. Once you've selected your payment type, go to the next section, the review section. This gives you one last look of everything that you filled out. You do need to complete the review section before the system will let you submit your submission. So review everything you entered and then go to the certify and submit step. You will need to click on the finalize submission, submit form button. Once you click the submit form button, you will need to select either pay online or pay by mail. When you select pay online, the ePortal system will send you to our payment processor. You have the option to pay online with either a credit or debit card or electronic check. If you select electronic check, you will see there's the service fee of $3. If you select credit or debit card, you will see the service fee of $2 plus the 2% of the application fee. When you select credit or debit card and click next, then you'll need to scroll down and enter all of the customer information. Once you've entered all of the customer information, click the next button. Then you will need to enter all of the credit card information. Once you've entered all of the credit card information, click the next button. Review the information on the screen, and then click the submit payment button. Do not close out your window while it says please wait, because the payment is being sent to us at that time. Once the payment is received, then you will be directed to a payment complete window in ePortal. You will then have the option to either view the submission or you can view your form. Go to view submission. You will see that the status of the submission is submitted. And again, if you want to view your form, you click the view form button. and that takes you to a screen that shows you all of the information that you filled out and submitted to us. If you go back to the overview, there is this processing button on the left. If you click on processing, it will show you all of the steps that your submission will need to go through. Once all of these steps are marked as complete with a check mark on them, then the submission will be changed to a status of issued. If you want to get back to this screen after you've signed out, later maybe you want to check on your submission will be under the My Submissions button. So if you click on My Submissions after signing in again, just go back to that submission and click on the View Submission Overview button on the right. If you choose the Pay by Mail option, you will be given a payment voucher to download, print, and mail in with your check. This payment voucher will help us to identify where to apply your payment. So please don't forget to mail in your payment voucher with your check if you are electing to pay by mail. Also, when you pay by mail, again, we will not receive your ePortal submission until we have received this payment. If you need additional help, please contact Jennifer Parslow using the phone number or the email address on the screen. If you have administrative issues, such as you've locked yourself out of your ePortal account, please use the help-ePortal@adeq.state.ar.us email address. This concludes the information on the Solid Waste Management Facility Operator License Renewal online form.